Mexico City GP. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm usually not excited for this race, but I'm really excited for this one. Danny Rick in P4, Ferrari starting at a front row lockout, Max coming from P4. Turn 1's just going to be chaos, I know it. And then we have a couple cars coming from the back that are a bit out of position, so hopefully we'll get a little bit more passes than usual here. So Stroll starting from the pit lane, Sargent's from the back because he got a 10th place grid drop, and Yuki took all new engine components, so he's starting from P19.
And Fernando Alonso has been investigated for pit lane speeding.
Fernando? Pit lane speeding? Oh, I guess it is a penalty in the race, though. I guess it would probably be just a fine then, because I don't think it impacts like the race itself. So Daniel Ricciardo in P4, baby, let's go.
Alongside his former teammate Max Verstappen.
The last time they lined up on the grid next to each other, Monza 2021. If lap 1 is clean, I think things will go well for him. Softs for Lando. Okay, a few people on softs and hards. Ooh, it's always a bit sketchy when there's multiple compounds going into the first corner. So we'll see. Clarence forever gonna have that fastest pit stop. I heard, is it Callum from Red Bull? Who's one of the mechanics? He was saying that he thinks that 1.7 is about as fast as you can go on a pit stop. And then Red Bull's been trying for years to try and get that and haven't been able to. So, like, I think it could be beaten, but I think it's going to be really, really, really tough to beat that 1.8. Oh my god, I'm so nervous, but so excited. It's lights out and away we go!
Ferrari's getting away well, but I think Verstappen got away better.
Oh, Daniel didn't have a great start. Oh god. Oh, Perez had a crazy good start. Oh! Oh no! Oh, Perez! Oh no!
Broken front wing there for Charles Leclerc. He'll have to come in.
Oh, I feel so bad for him now. Oh man, the Mexican fans are gonna lose it. Daniel had a rough start.
But was there a move on for Sergio Perez?
He was so desperate to get around. Okay, Daniel's still in 4th. For some reason I felt like he fell back, but I guess it was because Perez got ahead of him, but then Perez is done. Is Charles didn't go in the pits. He's gonna have to pit. They're gonna black and orange flag him. Oh, Perez is at the back. Oh no, that's so disappointing. Oh boy.
Here's the race start replay.
Perez is crazy good start. Look at how much speed he had.
And what happens then? He pinches in a little bit, but he's got to start turning the car.
So Charles is looking on the inside. I didn't want to hit Verstappen, but hit Perez instead. Oh, Charles had no chance there. He was ahead, but
Leclerc has nowhere to go because he's got Verstappen on
yeah.
the inside. It's not like he can avoid the Red Bull there.
A lot of damage on Perez there. I knew someone was going to lose out in the front, and it's so sad it's Sergio, but at least it's not Daniel. Sorry. Oh god, Charles was like, oh. He's lucky he didn't get more damage, honestly.
And look at the damage on the side pod. No wonder they've retired that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's gonna be beside himself.
Some front wing damage, but we stay out. We don't see anything big. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, there it goes.
It's come off. That's what he
Yeah.
needed.
Whoa, Hulkenberg into 8th. How did that happen? Bottas fell back. Albon's in 11th. Who's really fallen off here? Ocon had a bad start.
I won't be at all surprised to see a few walking away because 99% of the crowd here are
That is so disappointing for them. Oh, there's got to be nothing worse than crashing out lap 1 at your home Grand Prix. That's got to be like the absolute worst. Is Lewis gonna get Daniel? Probably. Daniel doesn't have DRS. Oh, not quite though. I feel like AlphaTauri has set up Daniel's car really well for Sector 3, which has meant that he'll probably get a better exit out of that section to be able to stay ahead on the straights. But it's going to be tough. Oh, but he doesn't. Daniel is like, he's on it. He's defending for his life right now. Everyone's still pretty bunched up right now.
You do feel for Charles Leclerc, don't you? 10 poles in a row without a win.
It was literally Charles had a choice. Hit Perez or hit Verstappen, and he went to hit Perez instead. Like, Charles, why? Why couldn't you have hit Max? You were gonna hit one of them. Why did it have to be Sergio? Ugh. I guess he's like, well, no, they're not really battling for places in the championship, but maybe he didn't want to face Max's wrath. I don't know. Someone has to ask him about that after the race.
Down into the first corner, Ricciardo tries to cover him.
Nice
That
try,
is too
Daniel.
late. Hamilton is through.
Daniel's pace is looking not too bad. Okay, Norris is pitting now. Is he going to come out ahead of Sonoda or not, is the question. I feel like Mexico has a very long pit lane, if I remember correctly. I'm thinking Daniel's probably going to finish about 7th, is my guess. Because I think Piastri and Russell will get by him eventually, just have more pace. But I think Daniel is going to benefit from the Hulkenberg holding up everyone behind him. I feel like there's going to be a few retirements today for overheating. So Daniel's probably going to try and go as long as he can to get the gap to Hulkenberg and then pit ahead of Hulkenberg. Unless they all pit, then he'll be fine. Pierre, Daniel's engineer, just said that Hulkenberg is 11 seconds behind. So I think that's going to be the pit window they're going to aim for. Claire's going plan A. I think the main issue for Daniel is he has to pit and come out ahead of Albon. Because Albon's on the hard, so Albon's going to go long. So that'll be like the plug in the works once Hulkenberg and Gasly pit.
And what are we not seeing from the Haas this week that we've seen at other races so far this season? Them going backwards because of tyre degradation.
So maybe Haas's upgrade at Coda was for tire deg. Maybe they figured something out there. Daniel's about 2.5 back of Hamilton right now, but Piastri's 2.2 back of him. So everyone's kind of just maintaining their spots and waiting to see how the strategy kind of plays out, I think. I think Nico is starting to fall off a little bit, but we'll see. They have dropped Albon, though.
Lewis will keep our powder dry for another couple of laps. Let the deg come to us.
So they're thinking that Ferraris are going to drop back.
Tires are giving up, mate. There's not much I can do.
Interesting. Verstappen pit already. This is interesting. How is he pitting ahead of the Ferraris? I guess they might have had a pit window with Hulkenberg, maybe, and that's why they did it. I think they're doing a 2-stop then. Interesting.
I still think one stop is still the best for us. 0.7, yeah.
Okay. Hulkenberg's pitting. Okay. That's opening up the window for... Oh! Haas is double stacking. Hopefully that goes well for them. We all know how sometimes they have pit stop problems. 3.3 for Hulk. 3.4 for Magnussen. Yuki got Alonso. So Norris and Yuki are just like making their way through the crowd right now. I feel like Daniel Pitting's got to make sure he comes out ahead of that. Yeah, I think those hards look like a better tire, honestly. Lewis is pitting now. And Max just got Daniel. It wasn't super good for them. I think it's so hot out that I think it's making it a little tougher. Norris got Stroll. Well, Norris I think he's going to have to pit again. And Yuki might have to as well, I think. I don't think their tires are going to go the entire race. But I don't know. We'll see. Because Norris is right behind Piastri now. That's wild. That was a pretty good stop for Mercedes compared to their 3 seconds last weekend. I'm worried that they're leaving Daniel out too long here. Unless they're hoping to give him a benefit with fresher hards than the people around him.
But does Ferrari need to watch out a little bit with Charles Leclerc?
I think they got to worry about Hamilton, yeah.
George Russell not happy because he's come out straight into
That's going to kill his tires. That's not going to be good. Oh, Daniel's finally pitting. That was a good stop.
Ferrari are allowing Hamilton to undercut them.
And especially since they're both up there, why didn't they split strategy? Okay, Ricciardo has stayed ahead of Piastri, but now he's kind of behind Gasly. So we got to wait, see when Gasly pits here. Max is having a tough time passing Sainz. Seems like he's been stuck behind him for a couple laps, but I guess he's going to get him here for sure. What are Ferrari doing? Okay, Gasly's pitting, so Daniel has a lot of free air now, which should be good for him.
How many more laps you can do at this pace? Question?
For now, everything feels good. Everything is under control.
I don't know if I should be worried for Ferrari or not, because they did this in Canada and it worked out well for them. But I don't know. Stroll hasn't pit yet. Bottas hasn't pit yet. Sainz and Leclerc haven't pit yet. And Alonso hasn't pit yet. And Alonso's at the very back right now. Oh, he just pit. Okay.
Ferrari, Carlos Sainz being told to pit.
So they do have quite a significant offset with Max. And a little bit of one with Hamilton. So, like, I can kind of see what they're maybe doing here for the end of the race. But I don't know. We'll see. It's tough to pass here. Stroll's finally pitting.
Stroll stops for the first time.
Already burning the car. Copy, Joe. We are checking.
Uh-oh. Charles is pitting. Imagine Joe breaks down now, though. So Max is ahead by 16 seconds. Ooh, Hulk. Oh no, that's K-Mag. Daniel's only 4 seconds back of Carlos right now. That's wild. Yellow flag, sector 2. Oh,
That's why, and that is the Haas of Kevin Magnussen.
Oh, I wonder if he had an issue. Oh boy, he looks a little shaken up. Is he okay? Max is going for a two-stopper now.
Perhaps even needing a red flag for that one.
Ooh, it's on fire. Someone's got to get there quick. Oh my god, that was a big crash. That looks...
Moment that Kevin Magnussen
Ooh.
and his race
Something broke there.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Something broke on the car.
So we'll have a look more from off board.
Yeah.
I think the right rear toe link or something broke there, sent him into the barriers.
Is his hand okay? Oh, they are red flagging it. Oh my god, now we're getting another run at turn 1. Oh no! So what are everyone else gonna do? Anyone have a second pair of mediums? I feel like one of the Ferraris had a second pair of mediums. I wonder if that's the play for them. Okay. Daniel's in the Paris spot right now. Charles, if we got time, I am sure you remember, but maybe we try and repair the car, i.e. put a new front ring on me, you idiots! Whoa, Yuki's up into 8th. Him and Hulk didn't pit, and so they're gonna benefit massively, because Tsunoda's ahead of Norris now. Norris lost 2 spots from that. Ferrari? Change it! What are you waiting for? Change the front wing! What are you waiting for? I swear to god, if he comes back out and still has damage, I'm going to lose my fucking mind on this amateur organization. Okay, here we go. Oh, Tsunoda could put on a new pair of mediums here. So could Hulkenberg. They're the only ones to have 2 mediums that are still in the race, because Perez had 2 mediums, but obviously he's out. Oh, Sargent has 2 softs, or 2 mediums as well. Daniel's just got to stay out of trouble here. I feel like one of the top 4 is going to lose out here. That's what I feel like is going to happen. It is a standing restart. Oh, God. Okay, Ferrari have changed the front wing. I was so worried they weren't going to.
Standing start with hard is going to be a huge mess.
The dirty side of the track is now a lot dirtier.
Oh no. Oh god, this is gonna be bad for Leclerc and Sainz. Oh, I don't want to go through that again. It's like exciting but also nerve-wracking, and I'm just so scared for Daniel right now, because I just know that one of the top ones is gonna lose out. Like, they're gonna do 3 wide again, and one of the 3 is gonna lose out. And Daniel's in P5, which is where Checo was when he had a good start. The inside line is dirty, so Leclerc and Sainz are gonna have probably a tough time getting out of the box. And oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Safety car. Why are they putting a safety car? So Norris did go on to mediums, right? Because Norris started on softs, and that was a good move actually. So he's gonna have an advantage. Anyone else go on to mediums? Hamilton did, I think. Piastri did, Russell did, Tsunoda did. Tsunoda went to a new hards. This is going to be really interesting. The strategy has gotten very interesting here too. My heart is beating like crazy. I'm so nervous. Oh god. I might burst into tears if... Oh god, I'm so nervous. Oh, I don't like this. Now we got like a sprint race. Oh god. This lights out and away we go, part 2. God. Carlos went way wide. Where did Daniel go? Oh god, he's on the inside of Carlos. That's not a place you want to be. I think he's being safe right now. Oh no, he got swallowed up. Oh, he really got swallowed up. Oh, Daniel. Oh, shoot. Oh, but he got a good one on the outside there. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Sargent's gone back. Oh, everyone was really cautious out of that, but Daniel really lost out there. I think we're okay. Ooh, Yuki's getting Albon. Yuki's gonna be so good here. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually finishes ahead of Daniel in this race. Russell got Daniel. Was Russell on new? He was on new mediums, that's probably why. Daniel's still on the hards.
Lando Norris here. He's lost 4 places on the opening lap and a half.
Oh dear. Daniel is so cautious there. I'm glad he managed to get through that okay. He was very wary of Sainz. Oh, and he almost got squeezed. Oh dear, he's down in 14th. That sucks for him. Yeah, I think Piastri's gonna get Ricciardo pretty quick here. That sucks for Daniel. I think he would have had a better finish if there wasn't that red flag, but as long as he gets points this weekend, I'm gonna be happy. Piastri's back of Ricciardo, actually. He's not in his DRS range. Yuki got Piastri now. Oh, and Piastri got Yuki back. Can we see that battle, please?
Charles Leclerc not clear of Lewis Hamilton, who is much, much closer down the straight here. And almost goes onto the grass, kicks up a load of dust as he gets past Charles
Wow,
Leclerc
good one, Lewis.
and into turn one.
I think Lewis has a shot at the win here because he's on the mediums. So we'll see how much more pace than Verstappen. He has Verstappen. We'll gain it back at the end, though, is the issue.
That's a long way on this tire.
He's going to have less fuel, though. He is losing time to Verstappen, though, so a little worried. George can't get past Carlos. I think the Ferraris still have really good straight line speed. Oh, Yuki's right on Piastri's ass here. Because Piastri's on a medium.
We believe that in about 5 laps, hard will be faster than the medium.
Oh, Gasly somehow ended up behind Ocon and all that mess. Where's Stroll at? Stroll's in 15th. Sargent 16th. So Yuki's in 8th after starting near the back. Good for him. This race has been so much better than the one last year. Mexico last year was like the worst race of the year. Daniel provided the only excitement because he took out Yuki and then went on the softs and killed it at the end of the race. Oh, God. I almost went in the back of the Haas. Oh, wow. Oh, Alonso has to retire. Oh, dear. What has happened to Aston Martin? Oh, there was a little knock. Yuki was alongside him. I feel like the S's, though, like, they need a different rule for the S's than a regular corner, I think. Because you always get that situation where you might be alongside them in the first corner, but then going into the second corner, it...
Around the outside, there's contact again, and this time it's not Piastri.
No, Yuki! The same thing happened with Daniel last year. No. Oh, Yuki. Oh, no. I was worried it was Daniel for a second, but was that Oscar's fault or... Oh, no. Now he's down to 16th. Oh, Yuki.
So Piastri's left the space
Oh.
on the outside. Sonoda, well, they touched even before the turn.
Yuki got impatient there.
They're only 6 points behind Alfa Romeo, P8 in the championship. That would have been 4 additional points.
Yeah, that wasn't good, Yuki. Yuki was just a little impatient there. I think that's still one of his weaknesses, as he gets a little emotional and then a little impatient and goes for moves that aren't there. Because he was on the hards and Piastri's on the mediums. If he just stayed within a little bit of time, then he would have probably had more pace than them at some point and been able to pass them easier. Like Yuki was thinking, oh, I can get further ahead than this with these new tires, and it just got ahead of himself.
Bottas trying to make his way into 12th. Gasly's going to try and fight this one out, and he does so.
Good one. And as per usual, Bottas doesn't get his elbows out. I love the guy off track, but on track he's not the most aggressive driver, to say the least.
You can say to Haas that I'm gonna go for it, so you better be ready.
I'm going to send it.
Go for it.
Oh,
Here
no.
he goes, and he is going for
That's
it.
the equivalent of Daniel's finger guns.
No, not quite.
You're just gonna make yourself look like a fool if you do something like that.
The Alpine duo who are just stuck in that DRS train because he's got very good straight line speed in that Haas.
Good old Ferrari engine, the one thing they're good for. When they're not blowing up. Although they seem to solve that this year, so that's good. Piastri. Okay, here they go.
Okay, if this is our pace, we would let Lando pass to go and attack Ricciardo. We would need to find half a second.
Piastri probably suddenly deciding he only speaks Italian or something.
He does speak Korean, apparently. Or was it Japanese? No, it was Japanese. Okay, yeah, he's letting Lando back pass now, I think. Yep. Okay, here we go. Norris versus Ricciardo. The battle we never got at McLaren. Aw, Checo's out waving to the fans. Norris is going 0.7 seconds faster than Ricciardo. Daniel's actually going faster than Russell now. Daniel's like, this is my chance at payback for what you did to me.
Ricciardo covers him off though, forces him to the outside.
Whoa!
They might make the briefest of contacts there, but
Lando just fully elbowed his way through there. Wow. This is, oh my god, Lando. Wow, I gotta give him props for that. That was good. Yeah, Ricciardo P2 for Garden Driver of the Day. I do think Norris deserves it a little more in this race though, especially since he started from the back. Daniel went much slower that lap than his other laps. I'm a little worried.
It's still going to be a $20 million result potentially, this.
Depends on if Piastri can get Daniel as well though. I don't know what's happened to Daniel's pace. That lap was a little better, but I don't know. These hards just haven't been as good for him. I think the fact that they had to put it through 2 heat cycles might have hurt him. Leclerc's still doing about the same time as Hamilton. I don't think this hards are all that good. Oscar's only going a little bit faster than Daniel now. 2 laps. Lando will get George. So Daniel is going faster than Russell, and he's going faster than Piastri now. I do feel like that mistake by Yuki earlier, I think that's why he's just never going to be in a Red Bull. Because they need someone who can be patient and just be happy with collecting the most points that they possibly can and not going for something that isn't there. I think they're happy with Yuki in an AlphaTauri, but I don't think he'll ever get the Red Bull seat, and that's something that he's going to have to realize. And Daniel's just showing like what makes him so good in the car. Like he knows when to bring the aggression out, but he also knows when to lose the battle and when to be patient.
Yellow flag, and I think Lance Stroll has stopped in the stadium section.
Uh-oh.
Russell wildly out of position here.
Lando Norris is going to go for this. Down into the next corner. Don't often see an overtake
Oh,
here.
good one, Lando. Wow. Stroll got going again.
Stroll is up and running and into the pit lane.
Uh-oh. Oh my god, Aston Martin. Daniel's starting to catch Russell now too. He could get him. Oh, he took Stroll out. Whoops. Why was Lance going for a move there? Not like it mattered anyway. Stroll wasn't anywhere near the points. Yeah, Daniel is coming up on George now. I wonder if he was nursing his tires to go for moves at the end or something. Daniel is going to be within DRS range of George here.
It is a double DNF then for
Ay, ay, ay. How the mighty have fallen. Yeah, Daniel's 1.1 back of George now. Daniel was a half a second quicker than Russell that last lap.
Ferrari still, even with that 7-second gap ahead of Leclerc, still worried about the cooling on these cars.
They're just happy to get their 3rd and 4th, I guess.
We know that AlphaTauri is as fast as a fast thing in a straight line.
Okay, he's going to line it up for the last lap of the race.
This is a big day out, isn't it, for Ricciardo to be hanging on to a works Mercedes.
Yeah.
Just the statement he needed.
That's
to be
insane.
making.
Final lap. Max is on now, but don't risk too much, Daniel. How close is he? I don't know. Don't risk it too much, though. Oh, he's pretty close. Come on, Daniel. Oh, no, he's not going to have enough. I think he doesn't want to risk it too much. Oh, he's right on his ass here. Come on, Daniel.
And there is our race leader.
Can we see the pass? Daniel's right beside him. Ooh, no, he let him through. Yeah, he didn't want to risk the points he's got, I think. The difference between Daniel and Yuki. Can we see the battle with Daniel and George? No, Daniel's not going to do it. I think he was playing it a bit safe there. Oh, nice try, Daniel, but P7 is still incredible. Wait, did Sargent not finish the last lap? I'm so confused. Did he go over the finish line in the pit lane? What?
Oh, I'm so happy with that, man.
So he gets 19 points there, and he was 39 behind Checo, so he's now 20 behind Checo. 3 races to go? Like, he could do it. He could still do it. I was worried that he wouldn't after Coda, but with another DNF for Checo, like, yeah, they're probably going to boo Charles too because he took out Checo. Mix of cheers and a mix of boos. Sargent pit out of the final corner of the final lap, having climbed to 12th, but it drops him to 16th at the flag. Why did he do that? Did they call him in a lap early? I'm so confused.
Ciao.
He's getting the boos.
A lot of booing. Guys, I mean, honestly, I had nowhere to go.
Charles isn't used to getting booed. Oh, Snapdragon. Is Snapdragon a new sponsor for Mercedes? I haven't seen that on their uniforms before. The red is like, doesn't fit their vibe. Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh, they had to retire Logan due to a fuel pump issue. Oh, that sucks. Was he a lap down? Oh, probably because not enough for a sample. They probably didn't put enough in. Okay. They're really putting it on full volume. I think they turned down the crowd noise. Daniel's no longer 22nd in the championship. Yeah. So how many points did he get there? 1, 2, 4, 6 points. So maybe he's P17 now? Oh, and once again, Charles Leclerc pole, Max Verstappen win. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, here we go. So Daniel 6 points, Oscar 4, and then Alex 2, and oh no! Ocon got ahead of Hulkenberg at some point. We totally missed that. Aww. Oh, Nico fell to 13th. Oh, that's too bad. That was probably in the kerfuffle with Stroll, maybe? So Lewis is within 20 of Sergio. Carlos has passed Fernando now. Oh no, they're tied, but Carlos has had a win, so that's why he gets the higher position. And then Lando is closing in on Fernando as well. Oh my god. Charles is 3 behind Lando, and George is a little ways back. So Daniel goes up to 17th. That's what I thought. Because he has a higher finishing position, obviously. And then ahead of Kevin as well. Ooh, it's not a good look for Logan if he finishes P21 in a 20 driver grid. Ooh. Okay, constructors. Ferrari is a little behind Mercedes. McLaren's 20 ahead of Aston Martin now. Wow. And then at the bottom, AlphaTauri has tied Alfa Romeo, but they have the better finish, so they're 8th, and then Haas is in last. Wow, this has got to be the most points that the team in last has had in a few years, though. Usually they only have like 0 or 1 or 2. Ah, I love the Mexican-themed F1 music. It's so funny. That was a good race. I think Daniel probably could have finished even higher than he did if there wasn't the red flag. I think he did get a little bit screwed by that because he did have a bit of a gap to the cars behind without it. And then he didn't change tires at the red flag. So he just had older tires than a lot of the other ones around him. But he was so close to getting Russell at the end there. So I'm kind of bummed he didn't. But I think he played it safe, which is the smart thing to do after Yuki did not play it safe and lost the team out on quite a few points. But I don't think it matters too much, just because they still got into 8th anyways. The only question is, if Yuki had gotten those points, would they have been able to get Williams by the end of the year? And then that would have been another chunk of money. So AlphaTauri is definitely on a bit of a upward swing right now. And I'm getting vibes from them right now that I was getting about Aston Martin at the end of last year. Because at the end of last year, the Astons were still qualifying not that great, but they had a lot of like really good runs through the field. Like Vettel had several really good races, especially Coda and Abu Dhabi last year. I remember him having really good races. And so I get that feeling now. So I think AlphaTauri is kind of seeing where to go with their setup, seeing how they're going with development. And I think part of that is Daniel's input. And so I think next year we're going to see them as the biggest improved team, like Aston Martin was this year, because they are getting all the momentum. Alfa Romeo was nowhere, and they're still nowhere. And like, the one thing I think about is like, everyone's all excited for Audi to come in and be able to like really improve that team and be a front runner, right, going right into the engine regs. But I honestly don't really know if that'll be the case, because all the engineers and stuff are still going to be the same at that team. So they might be able to develop a good engine, but if they can't develop good aero to go with it, then like, are they really going to be that good going into the new regs? Because we just haven't seen them be able to develop the car. And it's been a long time since they've had like an actually decent car. Like I would say maybe like 2012, I think was the year that Checo was really good for them. He got a couple podiums. But like since then, just they've always been back of the pack. And definitely since the Drive to Survive years. I guess last year was their one year that they did pretty well. But that was only because they got such a big benefit at the start of the year. But they just haven't been able to do anything since then. Haas, feel bad for Nico. I'll have to go back and see what happened to him, because he was holding on to that P10 for a really long time, and then all of a sudden he dropped to P13. So I don't know if the Stroll incident caught him out or what. Sucks that Logan had to retire on the last lap. Sounds like a fuel pump issue. Could also be that they might not have had a sample size for fuel, so they might have made a miscalculation or something. But Alex got P9, so he got a couple points for Williams, so that helps them. Yuki's gonna be kicking himself for that. He was just way too impatient there. He should have, like, Oscar was obviously struggling a little bit on the tires, and so he should have held off for a few more laps and then passed him and just been a bit more patient. That's Yuki's downfall. Daniel, just incredible race. The fact that he was almost able to get past a Mercedes by the end of that race is insane. In an AlphaTauri was P10 in the championship. That is crazy. And Daniel's so talented. He's just very even keeled. And I think that's what a team like AlphaTauri needs after having a lot of rookies come through there for a long time. If Daniel can keep putting in performances like that, like I've been like really itching for him to get that Red Bull seat just because I just want him to have a full season against Max. But honestly, like I don't hate the idea of him being in AlphaTauri next year if they are going to improve their car. And then he'll be in a different team than Max and they'll be able to prioritize him with strategy. Whereas if he goes to Red Bull, he's never going to get the priority. And so if the car is going to be competitive, like it might be a better situation for him. So I don't know how I feel. But he's definitely shown that he deserves to be an F1. That was an incredible drive, and I think it shuts up all the haters. So we'll see how he does for the rest of the year. But yeah. Okay, who else is there? McLaren. Piastri still needs to figure out tire wear. I think that's his one weakness. Once he figures that out, he will be so powerful. Lando had an incredible drive from the back, and it just seems like every single time the car has looked good at a track, Lando has been making mistakes in qualifying, and he needs to stop doing that. Like, it's making me question his ability to win a championship right now. Like, I mean, after a drive like that, like, you can't really, well, it simultaneously makes me question it, but also makes me, like, I don't know how to say this. The fact that Lando qualified poorly, because I think he had a little bit of pressure on himself from the fact that the car actually looked good this weekend, and he could have had a really good finish if he had qualified near the front. It worries me that that pressure in qualifying is getting to him a little bit, and so that makes me question whether he could win a championship with that amount of pressure on him for a full year. But then he also made a really good recovery drive, so he was able to minimize the loss. But it just seems like every single time lately that car's been good, he's had a poor qualifying, and so it's preventing him from having a better result. So I don't know. He needs to look into that a little bit. I don't know if like talking to a sports psychologist or what would help him, because it just seems like when the pressure is on in qualifying, he seems to be making mistakes. Whereas a driver like Charles, when the pressure is on him in qualifying, he does the opposite and does extremely well. So yeah, I don't know. It makes me a little bit worried for him, because the thing that I see about Oscar is he never gets it doesn't seem like the pressure gets to that guy. And so if he can figure out tire wear, like in the battle of wits, I think Oscar has the advantage. So if McLaren's really good next year, could be very, very interesting. Okay, who's next? Mercedes. George, he's just been very anonymous since they've put the upgrades on the car. I can't remember what race that would have been at. Maybe was that Japan? Maybe it was Japan. But since they put those upgrades on, it's swayed back to Lewis's favor, and George has been doing better in qualifyings on some occasions, but he just like doesn't seem to have it in the races. And so I don't know. Or maybe it's the crash in Singapore got to him. I wonder if that's part of it too. Yeah, Lewis was really good there and did a good job to keep those tires to the end. I was thinking that Lewis might have a chance at the win there briefly, just because he was on the mediums and Max was on the hards, and I was thinking that the mediums could have lasted, but maybe that wasn't quite the case. So he had to kind of be a bit conservative and just make sure that they lasted. But yeah, the Ferraris just weren't able to make any ground up on him. Even with the advantage of being on the hards. But yeah, just, I don't know. I think Ferrari were just happy to get through that without a retirement, because I think the cooling is an issue for them sometimes. And so the fact that they were able to get through that race was good. And then once again, Max was out in the lead. And if there hadn't been that red flag, like he would have been won by like 30 seconds. So it made it a little bit closer than it was, but yeah. Charles, why did you have to decide to go into Checo instead of going to Max on the first turn? You were going to hit one of them. Why did you choose Checo? Sucks that he got booed. He seemed a little bit taken aback by that. He didn't really know how to respond, so I feel a little bit bad for him in that moment, but there was nothing he could have done, and Checo made the decision to go for a move that wasn't quite there, so that was his own fault, and the Mexican fans are just taking it out on Charles, so poor guy. But yeah, Checo, oh boy, he wanted that win so bad, and it just, wasn't there for him. So I'm sure I forgot. Oh yes, I forgot Alpine, because who remembers Alpine? I think they ended up getting Ocon into P10, I think. So good for him. Alpine's just mid. And that's how I felt about them coming into the season. So yeah, I guess I'll end it there. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this one. I haven't said that in a while. I always forget and then wonder why my follower count doesn't increase after posting any of the races. Getting close to 600 now, so that's good. I think it's been a bit better in the second half of the year. The races have been a bit better. I've seen the views have kind of increased a little bit on the videos again, which is good. And I'm hoping this trend continues into next year. Although I swear to God, if Max wins Bahrain by like 30 seconds again next year, I don't know if I can do a full year of this again. Yeah, next year will be interesting too, because I have a really big exam in May. And so I might have to skip posting a few races just because I'm going to be studying like a madman. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But if the season does start off good, oh, I'm going to be so tempted to have to post all of them. But yeah, so see you guys in a... Oh, I guess it'll be... Is it less than a week till Vegas now? Oh no, it's Brazil next. It's Brazil next. I kept thinking it was Vegas next, but it's Brazil next, which... My favorite race of the year, I think. It's always good. There's always a banger at Brazil. You can always count on that. So yeah, we'll see what happens there.